Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the global class. My name is Mr. Ben, and I am so happy you are here with me today. This is a brand new podcast series, a deep dive series, and we are going to spend 6 episodes together exploring one very important topic.
And hi everyone, I'm Sara. I'm here to learn right alongside you. So Ben, tell us, what is this big topic?
Great question, Sara. The topic is how to think in English. Not how to speak English, not how to study English, how to actually think in English. And believe me, there's a huge difference.
Okay, I'm already curious because honestly, I always thought that speaking English well and thinking in English were the same thing, aren't they?
That is what most people believe, and I completely understand why. But no, they are not the same thing. Let me explain. Many English learners around the world can read English, they can write English, they can even pass difficult grammar tests. But when someone speaks to them in real life, in a real conversation, they freeze.
Oh, I know that feeling. Someone says something to you and your brain just stops working.
Exactly. Your brain stops. And why does it stop? Because it is doing something very, very tiring. It is translating every single word from English into your native language and then back again into English. Your brain is working double. It is doing twice the work it needs to do.
So you're saying that translation is the problem?
I am saying that mental translation, the translation happening inside your head during a conversation, is one of the biggest problems for English learners. And today, in part 1, we are going to talk about why this happens and what you can start doing about it right now, today, this episode.
I love that. So let's get into it. Tell me more about this translation problem.
Okay, so imagine this, everyone. You are at a coffee shop, a real coffee shop in London or New York or Sydney. The person behind the counter looks at you and says, "What can I get for you today?" Now, what happens in your brain?
Well, if I'm being honest, I hear the English words, and then my brain quickly translates them into my language. Then I think of my answer in my language, and then I translate my answer back into English, and then I say it.
Right. So let's count the steps. Step 1, you hear the English. Step 2, you translate it to your language. Step 3, you think of a response in your language. Step 4, you translate that response into English. Step 5, you finally open your mouth and speak. That is 5 steps, Sara. 5.
That does sound like a lot of steps for ordering a coffee.
It is way too many steps. And this is what I call the processing lag. Lag means delay, a slow response. Think about it like a video call with bad internet. You know when someone is talking on a video call and the sound arrives 2 seconds late? Everything feels awkward and wrong. That is what happens in your brain when you translate. There is a lag, a delay between hearing and responding.
And that lag, that is what makes conversations feel so stressful?
100%. The lag creates stress. The stress makes you nervous. The nervousness makes you forget words you already know. And then you feel frustrated. You go home and you think, I know English. Why can't I speak it? Sound familiar, everyone?
I think a lot of people listening right now are nodding their heads.
I am sure they are. And here's the important thing I want everyone to understand. This is not your fault. Nobody taught you to stop translating. In school, in most countries, teachers teach you English through translation. They say a word in English, they give you the word in your language, and you memorize both. So, of course, your brain connects every English word to your native language. You trained your brain to do this.
That is so true. I remember vocabulary lists. English word on the left, translation on the right. Hundreds and hundreds of words.
And those lists are useful for reading. They're useful for tests, but they're terrible for real conversation. For real speaking, you need a different system in your brain. You need to connect English words directly to meanings, to images, to feelings, not to translations.
Okay, I think I understand the problem now. So what's the solution? How do we start fixing this?
I'm glad you asked, because I want to give everyone a real technique they can use today. Not next week, not after buying a course. Today, right now. And this technique is called the labeling technique.
The labeling technique. Okay, what is it?
It is beautifully simple. Here's what you do. Wherever you are right now listening to this podcast, look around you. Look at the objects around you and start naming them in English. That's it. Just name them. Not in your language first and then English. No, you look at the object and you say the English word. You're putting an English label on everything you see.
So, like, I look at my desk and I just say desk.
Yes, you see it, you say it, desk. And then what else do you see?
I see a lamp.
Lamp, great. What else?
A window?
Window, perfect. Now, Sara, what did you not do just now?
I did not translate. I just looked at the thing and said the English word.
Exactly. You skipped the translation step completely. You went directly from the object to the English word. Object, English. No middle step. No native language in between. That's the goal. That's what thinking in English feels like. It feels direct. It feels fast. It feels natural.
Wow, that's simple. Almost too simple. Does it really work?
It works because of how our brains learn. Our brains love connections. When you look at a real object, a real cup in your real hand, and you say cup in English, your brain connects the English word to the real thing, not to a translation, to the thing itself. And every time you do it, that connection gets stronger and faster.
So it's like exercise for your brain.
It is exactly like exercise. And like all exercise, you have to do it regularly. Not once, not just today, every day. When you wake up tomorrow morning, look around your bedroom and label everything. Pillow, blanket, ceiling, door, floor. When you go to the kitchen, keep going. Fridge, spoon, bowl, coffee, milk, sugar.
I can do that while making breakfast. That's actually easy to fit into my day.
That's the beauty of this technique. You don't need extra time. You don't need a textbook. You don't need a classroom. You just need your eyes and your voice. And I do recommend saying the words out loud, everyone, not just in your head. Say them. Let your mouth practice too.
Out loud. Got it.
Now, Sara, are you ready for a little drill? A little practice?
Let's do it.
Okay, everyone at home, you can do this too. I'm going to name 3 objects. I want Sara to repeat each one after me. And listeners, you repeat them too out loud wherever you are. Ready?
Ready.
First word, chair.
Chair.
Second word, bottle.
Bottle.
Third word, screen.
Screen.
Excellent. Now, Sara, here's what I want you to notice. When I said chair, did you see a chair in your mind?
Actually, yes, I did see a picture of a chair.
You did not see a word in your native language, did you?
No, I just saw a chair.
That's thinking in English, right there. That's the beginning. You heard the English word and your brain made a picture. No translation needed. Everyone listening, if you also saw a picture of a chair, a bottle, and a screen, congratulations, you were thinking in English for a moment. A small moment, but a real one.
That actually gives me a lot of hope.
It should give you hope because it proves something very important. Your brain can do this. It already started doing it just now. The problem was never your ability. The problem was your habit, the old habit of translating everything. And habits can be changed.
So the homework is to start labeling everything around us in English.
That's your mission before part 2. Every day, spend 5 minutes labeling objects around you. In the morning, in the kitchen, on the bus, at work, at the store. Just look and name. Look and name. Don't translate. If you don't know the word for something, that's okay. Skip it or look it up later. But don't go through your native language to get there.
And what's coming in part 2?
In part 2, we're going to go deeper. We're going to talk about how to stop translating full sentences, not just single words. We'll introduce a technique called... Welcome back to the global class, everyone. I am Mr. Ben, and if you are here, it means you listened to part 1, and I am really proud of you for continuing this journey. Sara, welcome back.
Thanks, Ben. I'm excited to be here again. And honestly, I have been practicing.
You have? Tell me about it.
So after part 1, I started doing the labeling technique. Every morning, I walk around my apartment and I just name things. Towel, mirror, toothbrush, soap. And you were right, after a few days, I stopped translating. The English words just started coming.
That is fantastic, Sara. And everyone listening, I hope you tried it too. Even if you only did it once or twice, that is a great start. Keep going. Now, let me ask you something, Sara. You are labeling objects. You see a towel and you say towel. But what are you doing with the towel?
What do you mean?
I mean, are you holding the towel? Are you folding the towel? Are you hanging the towel on a hook? The word towel is just one piece of the picture. What about the action? What about what is happening?
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
In part 1, we learned to label objects with single words. That was step 1. That was the foundation. But real conversations are not made of single words. Real conversations are made of sentences. So today, we need to upgrade. We need to move from single words to full, simple sentences. And we're going to do that with a technique I call simple narration.
Simple narration. Tell me everything.
Okay. Simple narration means you become the narrator of your own life. You describe what you are doing as you are doing it in English out loud.
Like a movie narrator, but for my own life?
Exactly like that. Imagine there's a camera following you around all day, and you are the voice describing what is happening on screen. So instead of just saying towel, you say, I am picking up the towel. I am drying my hands. I am hanging the towel on the hook. You are narrating your actions in real time.
Okay, that sounds interesting, but also a little strange. I mean, I would be talking to myself.
Yes, you would be talking to yourself. And I know that might feel strange at first, but Sara, let me ask you something. When you learned to ride a bicycle, did it feel strange at first?
Of course it did. I was falling everywhere.
But you kept doing it, right? And after some time, it became natural. You stopped thinking about balance. You just rode the bike. Simple narration is the same. It feels unusual for the first few days, but very quickly it starts to feel normal, and something incredible happens in your brain.
What happens?
Your brain starts building sentences automatically without translating. See, when you narrate your actions, you're practicing the most common sentence structures in English over and over and over again. I am walking, I am opening, I am drinking, subject, verb, action, the basic building blocks of English. You're training your brain to produce these patterns naturally, the same way you trained your legs to pedal a bicycle.
That makes a lot of sense. So I should just describe everything I do?
Everything, and I mean everything. Let me give you an example. Let's say it's morning. You wake up. What do most people do first?
They turn off their alarm.
Perfect. So the narration begins right there. You open your eyes and you say, I am waking up. I am turning off my alarm. I am sitting up in bed. I am stretching my arms. and then you continue. I am standing up. I am walking to the bathroom. I am turning on the light. You see? Every small action becomes a sentence.
And I should say all of this out loud?
Out loud is best, yes. When you say things out loud, you're practicing 3 skills at the same time. You're practicing thinking in English, you're practicing speaking in English, and you're practicing listening to your own English. 3 skills, 1 exercise.
What if I live with other people? They might think I'm a little crazy, walking around talking to myself about turning on lights.
You know what, Sarah? That is a very fair point. If you have roommates or family around, you can do it quietly. You can whisper. You can even do it silently in your head. The most important thing is that you are forming the sentences. But whenever you can say it out loud, please do. Your mouth needs the practice too.
Okay, so let me try. Can we practice right now?
Absolutely. Let's do a little exercise. I want you to imagine your morning routine, step by step, and narrate it for me. Start from the moment you enter the kitchen.
Okay, I'm walking into the kitchen, I'm turning on the light, I'm opening the cupboard, I'm taking out a cup, I'm putting the cup on the counter.
Beautiful. Keep going.
I'm filling the kettle with water, I'm turning on the kettle, I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm opening the fridge, I'm taking out the milk.
Excellent. Now, everyone listening, I want you to notice something very important. Did Sara hesitate a lot? Did she stop and translate?
No, actually, it just flowed. I was imagining the actions and the words came with them.
That is the magic of this technique. When you connect English words to physical actions, to real movements that your body knows, your brain does not need to translate. Your body already understands opening the fridge. Your hands have done it 10,000 times. So when you add the English words to that physical memory, the language becomes part of the action. It becomes automatic.
It's like the words are attached to the movement, not to a translation.
That is a perfect way to say it. The words are attached to the movement, and this is how native speakers think. A native speaker doesn't translate, "I am opening the fridge." They just open the fridge, and if they need to describe it, the words are already there, connected to the action. And you can build this same connection. It just takes practice.
How much practice? How long should I do this each day?
Start with 5 minutes. That's all. 5 minutes of narrating your morning routine. After a few days, extend it to 10 minutes. After a week, try doing it during other parts of your day. Narrate while you cook dinner. I'm chopping the onion. I'm heating the oil in the pan. I'm adding the garlic. Narrate while you clean. I'm sweeping the floor. I'm wiping the table. I'm taking out the trash.
And I should always use I am plus the verb with ing?
Great question. The present continuous tense, I am doing, is the best tense for this exercise because you are describing what is happening right now, in this moment. But, and this is important, don't worry too much about grammar here. This is not a grammar exercise. This is a fluency exercise. If you say, I open the door instead of I am opening the door, that's completely fine. The goal is to keep your brain producing English without stopping, without translating, without freezing.
So, fluency first, perfection later?
Fluency first, always. You know, Sara, I see so many students who are afraid to speak because they want every sentence to be grammatically perfect. And that fear is like a wall. It stops them from practicing. And if they don't practice, they never improve. So please, everyone, let go of perfection for now. Just narrate, just speak, make mistakes. Your brain will correct itself over time, naturally, the more English you hear and produce.
That's really freeing to hear.
Now, let's do one more drill together, okay? And everyone at home, please do this with us. I'm going to describe 3 actions, and Sara, I want you to repeat each sentence after me. Listeners, you too, say it out loud. Ready?
Ready.
I am pouring the coffee.
I am pouring the coffee.
I am closing the window.
I am closing the window.
I am putting on my jacket.
I am putting on my jacket.
Now, tell me what you saw in your mind.
I saw myself doing those things, pouring coffee into a cup, closing a window with my hand, putting on a jacket, like pushing my arms through the sleeves.
You did not see words on a page, did you?
No, I saw actions, like little videos in my head.
That's exactly right. Little videos. And that's what fluency looks like inside your brain. It's not a dictionary. It's not a vocabulary list. It's a movie. Images, actions, movements, feelings. When your brain starts playing movies instead of searching for translations, that's when you know you are beginning to think in English.
I love that image. A movie, not a dictionary.
So, here's your mission, everyone. Starting today, pick one routine in your day, just one. Your morning routine, your cooking routine, your walk to work, whatever you choose, and narrate it in English. Describe every action, out loud if possible, quietly if necessary. Do it every day, 5 minutes minimum.
And combine it with the labeling technique from part 1, right?
Absolutely. They work together. Label the objects, narrate the actions. The objects are the nouns. The actions are the verbs. Together, they start building real sentences in your brain. Real English.
Okay, so we have labeling and narrating. I feel like my brain already has new tools. But Ben, I have a question.
Go ahead, Sara.
What about feelings, emotions? Like sometimes I'm not just opening the fridge. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I'm happy. Sometimes I'm annoyed because there's no milk in the fridge. How do I think about feeling?
Welcome back to the global class, everyone. I am Mr. Ben, and Sara is here with me again. Sara, how are you feeling today?
I'm good, Ben. I've been narrating my whole life in English. My morning routine, my cooking, even my walk to the train station. I narrated the whole thing yesterday. I am walking down the stairs. I am crossing the street. I am waiting for the train.
That is amazing. I love hearing that. And everyone listening, I hope you have been practicing too. The labeling technique from part 1 and the simple narration from part 2. Those are your foundations. But now, Sara, I asked you a very simple question just now. Do you remember what I asked?
You asked how I am feeling.
Right, and you said, I'm good. Now, is that really how you're feeling right now? Just good?
Well, I am excited to be here. I am a little tired because I woke up early, and I am also a bit nervous because I know a lot of people are listening.
Now that is a real answer. Excited, tired, and nervous. 3 emotions at the same time. And this is what I want to talk about today. Because at the end of part 2, you asked me a brilliant question. You asked, how do I think about feelings in English? And I told you we were going to explore that. So here we are.
Here we are, and I'm ready. Or should I say, I am curious and eager and slightly impatient.
Look at you already using emotion words. But let me ask you something honestly, Sara. When you feel a strong emotion during the day, let's say you feel frustrated, what language does that frustration happen in?
Oh, that is interesting. My frustration happens in my native language, definitely. When I'm angry or stressed, I think in my first language, always.
And that is completely normal. Emotions are deep, they're personal, they're connected to our earliest memories, our childhood, our family. Of course they live in our first language, that's where we first learn to feel. But, and this is the big challenge, if your emotions always stay in your native language, then a huge part of your thinking never becomes English, and that's a problem.
Why is it a problem exactly?
Because conversations are emotional. Think about it. When you talk to a friend, what do you talk about? You talk about how your day was, how your boss made you angry, how a movie made you cry, how excited you are about the weekend. Emotions are everywhere in conversation. If you cannot access your feelings in English quickly, naturally, without translating, you will always feel like something is missing when you speak.
That is so true. Sometimes I want to express how I feel in English, and
I know the feeling, I feel it in my chest, but I cannot find the English words fast enough.
That's the gap between feeling something and expressing it in English. And today, we're going to start closing that gap with a technique I call the emotion check-in.
The emotion check-in. Okay, I like the name. What is it?
It's very simple but very powerful. 3 times a day, you stop whatever you're doing and you ask yourself one question in English. How am I feeling right now? And then you answer, in English, out loud if possible.
3 times a day? That's it?
That's it. But here's the key. You have to be honest. You cannot just say, I'm fine or I'm good every time. Those are empty words. They mean almost nothing. I want you to dig deeper. I want you to find the real word for what you're feeling.
What do you mean by dig deeper?
Let me show you. Sara, how are you feeling right now? And don't say good.
Okay, I am feeling interested? No, more than that. I am feeling engaged, like my brain is really focused on this conversation.
Engaged. That's a wonderful word. It's specific. It's real. It tells me something about your actual experience right now. Compare that to I'm good. Which one is more useful for your brain?
Engaged is much more useful. It paints a picture.
Exactly. And every time you find a specific emotion word in English, your brain creates a new connection. Not a translation connection, a feeling connection. The word engaged is now connected to what your body and mind are experiencing in this moment. Next time you feel that same way, your brain will find that word faster because it has felt it in English before.
Oh, that is powerful. So I'm basically teaching my brain to feel in English.
That's exactly what you're doing, teaching your brain to feel in English. And over time, you won't need to search for the word. It will just appear. The same way happy or sad appear for native speakers. They don't think about it, they feel it, and the word is just there.
But Ben, I have a concern. I don't know many emotion words in English. I know happy, sad, angry, tired, scared, and then I run out. How can I do this check-in if I don't have enough words?
That is a very fair concern, and I think a lot of listeners feel the same way. So let's fix that right now. I'm going to teach you what I call emotion families. This is going to change everything for you.
Emotion families.
Yes, think about the word happy. Happy is like the parent of a whole family of emotions. Under happy, you have glad, content, pleased, excited, thrilled, cheerful, grateful, relieved. These are all in the happy family, but each one feels slightly different.
Oh, I see. So thrilled is like a very strong kind of happy.
Yes, thrilled means extremely happy about something specific, like I am thrilled that I got the job. And content is a quiet, peaceful kind of happy, like I am sitting on my sofa with a cup of tea and I feel content. Same family, different feelings.
That is so helpful. What about the sad family?
Great. Under sad, you have disappointed, lonely, heartbroken, down, gloomy, homesick, melancholy. Each one tells a different story. Disappointed means something didn't happen the way you wanted. Homesick means you're sad because you miss your home or your country. Lonely means you feel sad because you're alone or you feel disconnected from people. Do you see how much richer this is than just sad?
So much richer. I feel like I've been painting with only 3 colors and you just gave me 30.
That's a beautiful way to put it, and that's exactly what emotion families do. They give you more colors to paint with. Now, let me give you one more family, the angry family.
Okay, let's hear it.
Under angry, you have annoyed, frustrated, irritated, furious, offended, bitter. Now, annoyed is a small anger, like when someone is chewing loudly next to you. It bothers you, but it's small. Frustrated is when you're trying to do something and it's not working. You feel stuck. Furious is a very big anger, an extreme anger. And offended is when someone says something that hurts your feelings or disrespects you.
These are all so different from each other. I never realized angry had so many versions.
Every emotion has many versions, and the more versions you learn, the better you can express yourself. And here's the secret. You don't need to memorize these words from a list. That's the old way, the translation way. Instead, you learn them by using them during your emotion check-in.
So during the check-in, if I feel something and I don't know the exact English word,
You look it up right in that moment. You feel something, you don't know the word, you search for it on your phone or in a dictionary. And because you're feeling that emotion right now in your body, when you find the word, it sticks. It connects to a real experience, not to a page in a textbook, to a real feeling in a real moment of your real life.
that's genius. The emotion is like glue. It makes the word stick to your memory.
Exactly. Emotions are the strongest glue for memory. Scientists have proven this. We remember things better when we feel something while learning them. That's why you remember song lyrics so easily, because music makes you feel emotions. So when you learn an English word during a real emotional moment, your brain holds on to it.
Okay, I want to practice. Can we do a check-in right now?
Let's do it. And everyone listening, do this with us. Stop for a moment, take a breath, and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Not good, not fine, not okay. What are you really feeling? Take a few seconds, think about it, take your time.
I am feeling energized and also a little overwhelmed because there's a lot of information and I want to remember all of it.
Energized and overwhelmed. Those are two very specific, very honest words. Now, Sara, did you translate those words from your native language?
No, I actually felt the feeling first and the English word came to me. Well, energized came quickly. Overwhelmed took a moment, but it came.
And that moment, that little moment where you searched for the word, that's your brain building a new pathway, a direct pathway from the feeling to the English word. Every time you do this check-in, that pathway gets faster and stronger.
I can feel it already. This is different from memorizing vocabulary. This is personal.
It's deeply personal, and that's why it works. Now, let me give everyone a practical structure for the emotion check-in. 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. Each time, ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? And answer with at least 2 emotion words. Not just 1, 2.
Welcome back to the global class, everyone. I am Mr. Ben, and as always, Sara is right here with me. Sara, before we start, I need to ask you, how are you feeling right now? And give me 2 words.
2 emotion words. I am feeling eager and curious. Eager because I have been waiting for this, and curious because you teased something about storytelling last time, and I have not stopped thinking about it.
Eager and curious. Look at that, everyone. Sara just did a perfect emotion check-in without even being told to do one. It is becoming natural for her, and that is exactly how it should work. The techniques stop feeling like exercises and start feeling like just the way you think. That is the goal.
It really is becoming automatic. I did my check-ins every day this week, and I noticed something strange. On Wednesday, I felt something and the English word came before my native language word. I felt it and my brain said restless before anything else.
That is a huge moment, Sara. That is a breakthrough moment. When the English word arrives first before your native language, that means the direct connection is forming. Your brain is starting to feel in English. Everyone listening, that moment will come for you too. Maybe it has already started. Keep doing your check-ins and you will notice it.
Okay, so storytelling. You promised us storytelling. I am ready.
Storytelling. Yes. Let me explain why this is so important. In part 1, you learn to label objects around you, things you can see. In part 2, you learn to narrate actions you are doing right now, things happening in the present moment. In part 3, you learn to identify emotions you are feeling right now. Everything so far has been about the present, about what is here, right now, in front of you. But Sarah, how much of our daily conversation is actually about the present moment?
Not that much, actually. Most of the time when I talk to friends, I'm talking about things that already happened or things I want to do later.
Exactly. Most conversation is about the past or the future. What did you do this weekend? Did you see that movie? Where are you going on vacation? What happened at work today? These are the questions real people ask each other every single day. And to answer them, you need to talk about things that are not in front of you, things from your memory, things from your imagination, things you cannot point to and label.
And that's where it gets hard, because I cannot look at the object and say the word. I have to create the whole picture in my mind.
Right, and this is where many English learners get stuck. They can handle the present, they can order coffee, they can describe what they see, but when someone asks, "What did you do last weekend?" their brain freezes, because now they have to build sentences from memory, find the right words, put them in the right order, and do it all without translating. It feels like too much.
Yes, that's exactly what happens to me. Someone asks me about my weekend and suddenly I'm translating everything in my head again. All the progress disappears.
It does not disappear, it's still there, but your brain needs a new tool for this specific challenge, and that tool is what I call the micro-story.
The micro story. What makes it micro?
Great question. A micro-story is a very short story, only 4 or 5 sentences long. That's it. It's not a novel, it's not a long essay, it's a tiny story about one small moment from your day, and you're going to practice telling one every single evening.
Every evening? About what?
About anything that happened to you that day. It can be the most ordinary, boring, simple moment. In fact, I prefer boring moments. Let me explain why. When something dramatic or exciting happens, your brain gets overwhelmed. There are too many details, too many emotions, too many things you want to say. You get frustrated because you can't express everything. But a boring moment, a small moment, that's manageable. Your brain can handle it in English.
Can you give me an example of a micro story?
Of course. Let me tell you a micro story about my morning. Ready? Here it is. This morning, I went to the coffee shop near my house. I ordered a black coffee and a small pastry. The woman behind the counter smiled at me and said, "Have a nice day." I sat by the window and watched people walking outside. It was a quiet, peaceful moment. That's it. That's the whole story.
That's only 5 sentences.
5 sentences, and look at everything that's inside those 5 sentences. Past tense verbs: went, ordered, smiled, said, sat, watched. A location: the coffee shop near my house. People: the woman behind the counter. Actions: ordered, sat, watched. And emotion: quiet and peaceful. In 5 simple sentences, I used an enormous amount of real, natural English, and it was easy because the moment was small and simple.
I never thought about it that way. 5 sentences can contain so much.
They can, and here's the beautiful thing about micro-stories. You already know the content. You lived it. You were there. You don't need to invent anything. You just need to describe what happened. Your memory gives you the images, and your job is to put English words on those images. It's like the labeling technique, but for memories instead of objects.
Labeling memories. I like that.
So let me give you the structure. Every micro-story has 4 parts. Part 1, where and when. Part 2, what happened. Part 3, a small detail. Part 4, how it felt. That's the formula. Where and when, what happened, a small detail, how it felt. Let me break down my coffee shop story using this formula.
Okay, go ahead.
Where and when. This morning, I went to the coffee shop near my house. What happened? I ordered a black coffee and a small pastry. A small detail. The woman behind the counter smiled at me and said, "Have a nice day." I sat by the window and watched people walking outside. How it felt? It was a quiet, peaceful moment. You see? 4 parts. Simple, clear, complete.
That formula makes it feel so much less scary. I'm not trying to tell a long, complicated story. I'm just answering 4 simple questions.
Exactly. And those 4 questions guide your brain. They give your thinking a direction. Without a structure, your brain panics. It thinks, oh no, I need to say something in English about my day. Where do I start? What do I say? Help. But with the formula, your brain thinks, okay, where and when? Got it. What happened? Got it. A detail? Got it. How it felt? Done. The structure removes the panic.
Can I try one? Can I tell a micro story right now?
Please, go ahead. And everyone listening, pay attention to the 4 parts. See if you can hear them.
Okay, yesterday afternoon, I went for a walk in the park near my apartment. I sat on a bench and read my book for about 30 minutes. There was a dog playing with a ball on the grass, and it kept running back and forth. I felt relaxed and happy to be outside.
That was perfect, Sara. Absolutely perfect. Let me point out the 4 parts for everyone. Where and when, yesterday afternoon, the park near my apartment. What happened, I sat on a bench and read my book. A small detail, there was a dog playing with a ball, running back and forth. How it felt, relaxed and happy to be outside. Did you translate any of that?
No, I saw the memory in my head. I saw the park, the bench, the dog, and I just described what I saw. Like I was watching a little movie of my own life and telling you about it.
A little movie of your own life. That's exactly what a microstory is. You replay a memory like a short film and you narrate it in English. Your brain is not translating words, it's translating images into English. And that's a completely different process, a much more natural process.
This feels connected to the simple narration from part 2, but instead of narrating the present, I'm narrating the past.
You are exactly right. It's the next evolution. Part 2 trained you to narrate what is happening now. Part 4 is training you to narrate what already happened. And the skill is the same, turning real experiences into English sentences. The only difference is the tense. Instead of I'm walking to the kitchen, it becomes I walked to the kitchen. Instead of I'm opening the fridge, it becomes I opened the fridge.
And the past tense is something a lot of learners struggle with, all those irregular verbs.
Yes, and here's why microstories help with that. When you tell a microstory every evening, you're practicing past tense verbs in a real context, not in a grammar exercise, not in a fill-in-the-blank test, in a real story about your real life. And your brain learns grammar much better from real stories than from textbook exercises, because the story has meaning, it has emotion, it has images. All of those things help your brain remember the correct form.
So if I say I went to the store every time I tell a story about going to the store, eventually went just becomes automatic.
Exactly. You'll stop thinking, okay, go is irregular, the past tense is went, not goed. You'll just say went because you've said it in so many stories that it feels natural. The same way a child learns. Children do not study irregular verb tables. They hear went in stories hundreds of times, and it becomes part of their language. You can do the same thing by telling your own stories.
Okay, so the homework is 1 microstory every evening.
1 microstory every evening. Before you go to bed, sit down for 2 or 3 minutes, pick one small moment from your day, and tell the story using the 4-part formula. Where and when, what happened, a small detail, how.
Welcome back to the Global Class. I am Mr. Ben, and Sara is here with me as always. Sara, I want to start today a little differently. I want you to tell me a micro story from this week. Pick any moment. Use the formula.
Okay, let me think. On Tuesday evening, I cooked dinner with my sister. We made pasta with tomato sauce, and we talked the whole time. She told me a funny story about her boss, and I could not stop laughing. I felt warm and connected, and grateful for that time with her.
Beautiful. Where and when, what happened, a detail, how it felt. You nailed it. But Sara, I want to focus on something you said. You said you and your sister talked the whole time. What language were you speaking?
We were speaking our native language.
Right. And the conversation was easy, wasn't it? It just flowed.
Completely. We were laughing, interrupting each other, jumping from topic to topic. It was effortless.
Now, imagine that same dinner, but in English, with an English-speaking friend. How would that feel?
Honestly, completely different. I would be slower, I would hesitate, I would probably smile and nod a lot instead of actually saying what I wanted to say. And the jumping from topic to topic, I do not think I could do that in English. Not yet.
And why not? You have been labeling objects, narrating your actions, checking in with your emotions, telling micro-stories. You have all these skills now. So why would a real conversation still feel so difficult?
Because I cannot predict what the other person is going to say. When I practice alone, I control everything. I choose the words, I choose the topic, I choose the speed. But in a real conversation, the other person might say something I don't expect. They might use a word I don't know. They might change the subject suddenly, and I have to respond immediately. There is no time to prepare.
You just described the exact problem perfectly. The word is unpredictability. Real conversations are unpredictable, and that unpredictability is what makes them scary. When you practice alone, you're in a safe space. Everything is controlled. But the moment another human being enters the picture, you lose that control, and your brain panics.
So how do we fix that? You said last time that there is a way to practice for real conversations even when we're alone. I've been thinking about that all week, and I can't figure out how.
The technique is called the shadow conversation, and it's going to become your secret weapon.
The shadow conversation. Okay, tell me.
A shadow conversation is an imaginary conversation that you have with a person who is not there. You play both roles. You're yourself, and you're also the other person. You ask the questions, and you answer them. You create the surprises, and you respond to them. You practice the unpredictability of a real conversation in the safety of being alone.
So I'm basically acting like I'm performing a little play?
In a way, yes, but it's not scripted. That's the important part. You don't write the conversation in advance. You don't memorize lines. You start with a simple situation, and then you let the conversation develop naturally, the way a real conversation would. You improvise.
Can you show me what this looks like?
Absolutely. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to have a shadow conversation right now. The situation is, I'm at a party and I meet someone new. I'll play both people. Listen carefully, everyone. Here we go. Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Ben. Now I switch to the other person. Oh, hi, Ben. I'm Marco. Nice to meet you. Back to me. Nice to meet you too, Marco. How do you know the host? Other person. Oh, Lisa's a colleague of mine. We work together at the same company. What about you? Back to me. Lisa's an old friend from university. We studied together in London. Other person. Oh, you studied in London? That's amazing. What did you study? Me. I studied education. I always wanted to be a teacher. Other person. That's great. So are you a teacher now? Me. Yes, I am. I teach English, actually. I love it.
Okay, that was fascinating. You just had a whole conversation with yourself.
I did. And notice what happened during that conversation. It went in a direction I didn't plan. When Marco asked, "How do you know the host?" I had to think of an answer on the spot. When he said, "You studied in London, what did you study?" I had to respond quickly, just like in a real conversation. My brain was practicing the same skills it needs for a real interaction. Listening, processing, responding, all in real time.
But you were making up both sides. How is that the same as a real conversation?
It's not exactly the same. Nothing can perfectly replace a real conversation with a real person. But here's what it does do. It trains your brain to respond. See, the biggest problem in real conversations is not vocabulary, it's not grammar, it's response time. The time between hearing a question and starting your answer, that gap, that silence, that's what makes conversations feel awkward and stressful. Shadow conversations train you to shorten that gap.
Because you're practicing responding over and over again.
Exactly. Every time you switch from one person to the other in your shadow conversation, your brain has to shift gears. It has to stop talking and start reacting. It has to process what was just said and create something new. That shifting, that reacting, that's the muscle you need for real conversations. And like any muscle, it gets stronger with practice.
Okay, I want to try, but I'm not sure how to start. Do I just start talking to an imaginary person?
Let me give you a structure to make it easier. I call it the situation starter. Before you begin your shadow conversation, you choose a simple situation, not a complicated one, a simple, everyday situation. Here are some examples. Meeting someone at a party, ordering food at a restaurant, asking for directions on the street, talking to a colleague about the weekend, chatting with a neighbor about the weather. These are situations you might actually find yourself in, real, common, everyday situations.
And I just pick one and start?
You pick one, you imagine the setting, you imagine the other person, and you begin. Let me give you one, Sara. Your situation is, you're at a coffee shop, you're waiting for your coffee, and the person next to you starts a conversation. Go.
Oh, okay. The other person says, "Wow, it's really busy in here today, isn't it?" And I say, "Yes, it is. I've never seen it this crowded before." The other person says, "Do you come here often?" I say, "Yes, almost every morning before work. The coffee here is really good." The other person says, "Oh, what do you do for work?" And I say, "I work in marketing for a small company near here."
Keep going. Don't stop.
The other person says, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Do you enjoy it?" I say, "Most of the time, yes. Some days are stressful, but I like my team. What about you? What do you do?" The other person says, "I'm a graphic designer. I work freelance, so I come to coffee shops a lot to work." And I say, "That sounds nice. I think I would enjoy working in a coffee shop. It's a good atmosphere."
Excellent. Stop there. Now, Sara, tell me what you noticed.
I noticed that it felt surprisingly real, like I could see the coffee shop, I could see the other person, and the conversation went in directions I didn't plan. When the other person said they were a graphic designer, I didn't expect that. My own imagination surprised me.
Your own imagination surprised you. That's the P. That's what makes shadow conversations so powerful. Even though you're creating both sides, your brain treats each new response as something unexpected, because in the moment, it is unexpected. You didn't plan for Marco to be a graphic designer. Your brain invented it on the spot, and then your brain had to react to it. That reaction is real practice.
And I didn't translate. I was just in the conversation.
Because your brain was too busy to translate. It was too busy listening, creating, responding, switching between characters. There was no time to go to your native language and come back. Your brain took the shortcut. It went directly from thought to English. And that's exactly what happens in real conversations when you're prepared.
So, how long should a shadow conversation last?
Start with 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. Set a timer on your phone and have a shadow conversation for 2 minutes. It will feel long at first. Your brain will get tired. That's normal. That tiredness means your brain is working hard, building new connections. After a week, extend it to 3 minutes, then 5. Eventually, you'll be able to have these imaginary conversations for 10 minutes without stopping. And when you reach that point, real conversations will feel so much easier.
Should I always practice the same situation or change it?
Change it. Every day, pick a different situation starter. One day you're at a restaurant, the next day you're at a job interview, the next day you're meeting your neighbor, the next day you're calling to make a doctor's appointment. The variety is important because real life is varied. You never know what kind of conversation you'll need to have tomorrow, so your brain needs practice with many different types.
What about the phone call one? That's interesting, because on the phone, you can't see the other person's face. You can't use body language. It's just words.
Welcome back to the Global Class. I am Mr. Ben, Sara is here with me, and everyone listening, this is it. This is part 6, the final part of our deep dive series on how to think in English. Sara, how are you feeling?
Honestly, I am feeling emotional and proud and a little sad that this is the last one. 3 emotions for you today.
3 emotions, all of them valid, all of them real. And look how naturally you express them. No hesitation, no translation, just feeling and speaking. That is growth, Sara. That is real, visible growth.
Thank you, Ben. But I think we need to talk about the thing you promised, the big one. Mistakes, confidence. What happens when everything goes wrong in a real conversation?
Yes, let's talk about it. And I want to start with a story, a real story from my own life. Is that okay?
Of course.
Years ago, before I became a teacher, I lived in a country where I did not speak the language. I was a beginner. I had studied a little bit from a textbook, learned some basic phrases, memorized some vocabulary, and one day I went to a small shop to buy some things. I walked in and the shopkeeper said something to me. I did not understand, not a single word. So I just stood there, frozen. My face was hot, my hands were shaking slightly, and do you know what I did?
What?
I turned around and walked out of the shop. I left, without buying anything, without saying a single word. I went home and I sat on my bed and I thought, I am never going to learn this language. I am not smart enough. Everyone else can do this, but I cannot.
Oh, Ben, that is heartbreaking. But also, I completely understand that feeling. I think every language learner has had a moment like that.
Every single one. And that moment is not really about language, Sara. It is about something much deeper. It is about shame. The shame of not understanding, the shame of not being able to express yourself, the shame of feeling like a child in an adult's body. You know how to say complex, intelligent things in your native language. You have opinions, ideas, humor, personality, but in the new language, you feel reduced, you feel small, and that feeling is painful.
It is painful. Sometimes I avoid speaking English not because I cannot do it, but because I'm afraid of how I will feel if I make a mistake.
And that avoidance, that is the real enemy. Not the mistakes themselves, the avoidance. Because every time you avoid a conversation in English, you miss a chance to practice, and every missed chance makes the next conversation feel even scarier. It becomes a cycle. You avoid because you're afraid, and you're afraid because you avoid. The cycle feeds itself.
So how do we break this cycle?
We break it by changing our relationship with mistakes, completely, from the ground up. And I want to give everyone listening a new way to think about mistakes, a framework. I call it the 3 truths about mistakes.
3 truths. Okay, I'm listening.
Truth number 1, mistakes are evidence that you are trying. Let me say that again. Mistakes are evidence that you are trying. If you are not making mistakes, you are not speaking. And if you are not speaking, you are not learning. A mistake means you opened your mouth, you took a risk, you put yourself out there. That is courage. That is not failure. That is the opposite of failure.
I never thought about it that way. A mistake is proof of courage.
Proof of courage, exactly. Think about the person who studies English for 10 years but never speaks because they're afraid of making an error. And think about the person who studies for 6 months and speaks every day, making dozens of mistakes. Who learns faster?
The person who speaks, obviously.
Obviously. Mistakes are the engine of learning, not the obstacle, the engine. Truth number 2, nobody cares about your mistakes as much as you do.
What do you mean?
I mean that when you make a grammar mistake or use the wrong word in a conversation, you feel like the whole world noticed. You feel like the other person is judging you, thinking you're not intelligent, losing respect for you. But the reality is, they barely noticed. They were focused on the meaning of what you said, not the grammar of how you said it.
Really? They don't notice?
Let me prove it to you. Sarah, yesterday I went to the store and I buyed some apples. Did you understand what I just said?
Yes, you went to the store and you bought some apples. Wait, you said buyed instead of bought.
I did. I made a mistake, and you understood me perfectly. You even corrected the mistake in your head automatically without me asking you to. That's what happens in real conversations. People understand you even when you make errors, because communication is about meaning, not perfection. Native speakers make mistakes too, Sara, all the time. They say me and him went instead of he and I went. They mix up words. They forget what they were saying in the middle of a sentence. Language is messy for everyone, not just for learners.
That's really comforting to hear. So native speakers aren't walking around speaking perfect English all day.
Absolutely not. Native speakers break grammar rules constantly. They just do it with confidence so nobody notices. And that brings me to truth number 3. Confidence is more important than accuracy. I want everyone to really hear this. Confidence is more important than accuracy.
More important? Really?
Think about 2 people giving a presentation at work. Person A speaks perfect English, every grammar rule followed, every word precise, but they speak quietly, they hesitate, they look at the floor, they seem unsure. Person B makes a few grammar mistakes, uses some simple vocabulary, but speaks clearly, makes eye contact, smiles, and keeps going even when they stumble. Who does the audience trust more? Who seems more competent?
Person B, definitely, because they seem sure of themselves.
Person B every time, because confidence communicates competence. When you speak with confidence, people focus on your message, not your mistakes. When you speak with fear, they feel your fear, and that actually makes them focus more on the errors. Confidence is not about being perfect. Confidence is about being comfortable with being imperfect.
Comfortable with being imperfect. That's a powerful idea.
And it's a skill, just like labeling, narrating, and shadow conversations. Confidence is a skill you can practice. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build moment by moment, conversation by conversation. Every time you speak English and survive, your confidence grows a little. Every time you make a mistake and the world doesn't end, your confidence grows even more. Every time someone understands you despite your errors, your confidence grows even more.
So the confidence comes from doing the thing that scares you.
The confidence comes from doing the thing that scares you and discovering that you're okay. That is the secret. You have to go through the discomfort to reach the confidence on the other side. There's no shortcut around it. You can't read your way to confidence. You can't study your way to confidence. You have to speak your way to confidence.
Okay, but Ben, let's talk about practical situations. What do I actually do when I'm in a conversation and I don't understand something? Like the other person says a word I've never heard before. What do I do in that moment?
Great question, and I want to give everyone some real phrases they can use because this is a skill that even advanced learners often lack, the skill of managing a conversation when things go wrong. I call these rescue phrases.
Rescue phrases. I love that name.
Rescue phrases are short, simple sentences that you use when you're lost in a conversation. They rescue you from confusion. They keep the conversation going instead of letting it die. And most importantly, they're completely normal. Native speakers use them with each other all the time. Here's the first one. Sorry, what do you mean by that?
Sorry, what do you mean by that?
That's simple. Very simple and very powerful. If someone uses a word you don't know or says something confusing, you just say, "Sorry, what do you mean by that?" The other person will explain. They'll use different words, simpler words, and you'll understand. Nobody will think less of you for asking. In fact, they'll respect you because it shows you're paying attention and you care about understanding.
What's the second rescue phrase?
Could you say that again, please? This one is for speed. When someone talks too fast and you miss something, you don't need to panic. You don't need to pretend you understood. You just say, "Could you say that again, please?" And they'll repeat it, slower usually, because they want you to understand. People are kind, Sarah. Most people genuinely want to help you communicate.
That's true. I think sometimes we forget that the other person is on our side.
They are, almost always. Here's the third rescue phrase. Let me think how to say this. This one is for when you know what you want to say, but you can't find the right words. Instead of going silent, instead of letting that awkward pause grow and grow, you say, "Let me think how to say this." And then you take a moment, you think, you find the words, and the other person waits. They're patient because you told them what was happening. You communicated about the communication, and that is actually a very sophisticated thing to do.
I love that. Let me think about how to say this. It takes the pressure off.
Completely. And here's the fourth one.